Download the My Hingham app today and report issues and get information on town government with ease. Available on the App Store and Google Play. You can submit service requests or gain information with just a few taps on your phone. Using the My Hingham app puts immediate access to town resources in the palm of your hand, including calendars of meetings and events, agendas for upcoming meetings, building permit filing options, online bill payment options, and info about our boards, committees, departments, and services. For more information, please scan the QR code on your screen.
And I will now call to order the Select Board meeting on June 30th, 2026 at 6:14 p.m. This meeting is being held in person and/or remotely as an alternate means of public access pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025 and all other applicable laws temporarily amending certain provisions of the open meeting law. You are hereby advised that this meeting and all communications during this meeting may be recorded by the Town of Hingham in accordance with the open meeting law. If any participant wishes to record this meeting, please notify the chair at the start of the meeting in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20F, so that the chair may inform all other participants of said recording. Is anyone else recording the meeting? Seeing none, I will state for the record participating this evening myself, Liz Klein, Chair, Julie Straley, and Bill Ramsey. If you are willing and able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next on the agenda is approval of minutes, and I don't believe we have any. Okay. Next on the agenda is FY26 year-end transfers. We have Katie going to present.
I will present. Just a quick refresher course for everyone. So historically, we have broken down the year-end transfers into sort of two batches, which are governed by Mass General Law. The first batch, which you'll be hearing tonight, is the intra and interdepartmental transfers, which is governed by Mass General Law 4433B, that allows the Select Board, in concurrence with the Finance Committee by a majority vote, to transfer any amount previously appropriated to any other category. And what that means is that we balance out at a category level our salaries and our expenses so that we're reflecting no deficits at year end. So tonight I'll be presenting a first round of intra and interdepartmental transfers. When I come back next week, I will be presenting the reserve fund transfers, which are governed under separate Mass General Law, and probably a couple more cleanup interdepartmental. And that should pretty much cover it. To the extent that there's any final, we'll do that on the following week. We have until July 15th to complete all of this under Mass General Law. And as has been previously the practice, if you would like to consider tonight authorizing a single member of the Select Board to do that final round at approval level of $20,000, we'll take that vote. But that's the process. So for tonight, in terms of the intra and interdepartmental reserve or departmental transfers, as I mentioned, we've got a document prepared that shows all of the proposed transfers. The first page here are actually the intra-departmental transfers, which means it's from salaries to expenses or expenses to salary within a department. The way that we put this together is the way that we've done it the last couple of years, so that it lists the category along with the balance in that category. So, for example, in DPW, the salaries category currently has a positive surplus of $296,641. And from that, in two specific accounts, in wages full-time and in clerical services full-time, we're requesting two transfers, each of $82,500, totaling $165,000 from salaries to DPW road maintenance. That $165,000 will do a couple different things. One, it will cover deficits that are currently existing in that account due to project overages in terms of both the cost of the projects that were contemplated by the town engineer, along with the request to complete two additional projects, one town hall parking lot for $50,000 and complete the work at the Lincoln Square for $65,000. So the total request that we're looking to transfer from salaries to DPW road maintenance is $165,000. I've split that into two pieces so that I could take it out of the surpluses in wages full-time and clerical services full-time. Ashley can talk a little bit to why we have surpluses in salaries this year, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that we are not always fully staffed, and as a result, we have savings that we can choose to redeploy, like we're asking tonight, to complete projects or cover deficits that exist. So I'll pause there and see if people have questions in terms of this, transfer number one and transfer number two for $165,000.
I don't. Do you have any questions?
Just a comment that it's the Fountain Square project where the Lincoln statue is.
Okay.
Oh, right.
That's
Sorry,
my
I
fault.
Lincoln.
I keep referring to it as Lincoln
Yes,
Square.
that's right. The Lincoln statue, Fountain Square. That's
It's
right.
hard because you're thinking there's a Lincoln
Right.
statue, I don't
Right.
see a fountain. But anyway,
Maybe it should be Lincoln Square.
maybe that's your sneaky way of changing it.
If I say it enough, it'll just
Yeah,
become true.
right.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So the Lincoln statue in Fountain Square. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think it's a creative use of funds to pay for these good projects that are ongoing, including finishing up the town hall parking lot and making sure that's taken care of and it's properly ADA accessible, so.
Agreed. Bill, any questions?
No, I echo what Julie said. It's a creative way to use the money. And Katie, I know you did a lot of work there, so thank you.
So did Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley.
So the next transfer that we're requesting is for our athletic fields. We are looking to transfer $8,000 from wages part-time to field maintenance. There were some emergency repairs that had to happen in our field irrigation system due to a cracked well pipe and an aging pump, so that we are requesting that we transfer $8,000 to cover the cost of that. Right now, there's only a balance of $1,300 in the field maintenance account, which will not cover the final expenses associated with this project. So that is a single request from salaries to field maintenance to cover an emergency repair that was unanticipated in the expenses for the athletic field maintenance budget. The next transfer that we're requesting is for accounting. This is sort of part one of part two, of two parts. Tonight I'm requesting a transfer from salaries, wages full-time of $8,000 to other consulting services. As you know, we had a vacancy in the assistant town accountant position for a period of time, which is why we have a surplus in wages full-time. We have been expending some significant expenses this year in consulting services, both to do temporary staffing along with some other projects. So tonight what I'm looking to do is just reduce the amount of the deficit in the other consulting services by $8,000. When I come back next week, I will be asking for the second part of that, which is to close the final gap with a reserve fund transfer. So this is just going to lessen the reserve fund transfer that I'm requesting by redeploying the savings that we had in the wages full-time as a result of the vacancy. And then requests 5 and 6 are also combined, sort of similar to DPW. in that we're requesting from the harbor master salaries, wages full-time, and overtime, transferring $14,500 and $14,500 for a total of $29,000 to R&M grounds. When the harbor master was doing his year-end or his winter inspections, he came across some repairs that needed to be done to town pier moorings. He's been able to do some of that, but he has an outstanding invoice to finish those, along with a small deficit in R&M grounds. So by transferring from salaries to his R&M grounds expense account, he'll be able to finish those repairs that were needed and unexpected. The reason that we have surpluses in wages full-time is that we actually have an assistant town harbor master who is at a lower step than the one that we had budgeted for. And in overtime, he just landed out spending less in overtime during fiscal '26 than budgeted. So we're able to use both those surpluses to cover the expense gap that resulted from the town mooring repairs.
Okay.
So I'll pause there and see, do you want to vote the intra-departmental transfers now, or do you want to do the whole thing, one fell swoop?
Let's keep going.
Okay. So on the second page, the yellow is the interdepartmental, and we have two transfers that we're requesting here. One is from DPW expenses, specifically R&M vehicles. There's a category balance for DPW expenses of $139,000. We're requesting a transfer of $9,548 to bathing beach expenses. This is to cover additional public health expenses related to goose management at the bathing beach. The current deficit in that account is a little over $8,100, but we have one outstanding invoice for goose management. I think going forward, we're taking a little different strategy in terms of managing this, the goose management overall, so that hopefully next year we won't have the same deficit. This year, we had goose management running year-round, and I think going forward, we'll try and find a period of time where perhaps we don't need the dogs at the bathing beach in the winter months when it's not causing a public health issue. So hopefully we're better able to manage that expense.
Okay.
And then last but not least is veteran services. This is a transfer from the salaries in veteran services to GAR Hall expenses. Everyone knows that we've had extraordinary elevator repairs at GAR Hall. The good news is that the CPC funds are going to replace the elevator. This is similar to the transfer that we had to do last year. We are requesting a transfer of $5,468 to cover the deficit that is a result of those unanticipated repairs to the elevator throughout the year.
Okay.
So those are the intra and interdepartmental transfers that we're requesting.
Okay. Thank you, Katie, for the presentation and all your work on this. Julie?
Just a quick question about the GAR elevator. So this is to cover expenses already incurred.
Correct.
So those repairs already happened.
Correct.
And then, does anyone know, I don't know, I want to put David on the spot here, but is a procurement or has anything happened about getting the new elevator with the community preservation funds?
We're working with the vendor right now to put together a bid package to go out.
Great, thank you.
Bill?
No questions.
Okay. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Okay. All right, I'm going to start with the
Actually,
intra-departmental.
before we go to the list, can I ask one last question?
Sure.
So the last suggestion you made about board authorization, I think you said for 20,000?
Yes.
Tell us about that. Like, why would we vote that as a line item in coming weeks? Why do you want to do it tonight?
So next week, there will only be 2 members of you here, and so I thought that while all 3 of you are here, you could choose the single member to have the privilege of working with me on authorizing the final transfers. It has been typical for you to do batch 1 and batch 2 and then authorize the chair. The chair is not going to be available that week. And next week, there'll only be 2 members here, so that's why I'm asking in advance for you guys to designate that a member of your committee be available on the 13th or 14th to do any transfers less than $20,000, of which I don't
Okay.
anticipate.
Understood.
But it's just that we have until the 14th to clear all of the categories of deficits.
The advisory committee does the same thing. They appoint the chair, the ability to
Yeah.
make a transfer without calling a full committee meeting.
Well, in that,
dollar
in
amount.
that spirit, I think the former member of the advisory committee would be a perfect person for that. So,
All right, as long as there's no transfers
making that
on
motion.
July 9th or 10th, because I'm going to
No.
be busy for
Your
a
daughter's
couple
wedding,
days.
right? So,
I can personally guarantee you that we will not be requesting that.
Fair enough. And
all right, thank you.
I'll be the
That makes sense.
designated
Yeah, I'm
survivor.
wondering why. I'm like, oh, it's going to authorize 20,000. What's that all about? Okay, makes sense.
And you definitely.
All right, want to make the
Okay.
first one? Am I up?
Sure.
I make a motion to recommend an intra-departmental transfer from DPW salaries to DPW road maintenance in the amount of $165,000.
Second.
Roll call vote. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well.
I'll make a motion to recommend an intra-departmental transfer from athletic field salaries to athletic field expenses in the amount of $8,000.
Second.
Roll call. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I make a motion to recommend an intra-departmental transfer from accounting salaries to accounting expenses in the amount of $8,000.
Second.
Roll call. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I'll make a motion to recommend an intra-departmental transfer from harbor master salaries to harbor master expenses in the amount of $29,000.
Second.
Roll call vote. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I make a motion to recommend an interdepartmental transfer from DPW expenses to bathing beach expenses in the amount of $9,548.
Second.
Roll call. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I'll make a motion to recommend an inter-department transfer from Veterans Services salaries to GAR Hall expenses in the amount of $5,468.48.
Second.
Roll call. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I'll make a motion to authorize Julie Straley to approve any additional FY26 year-end transfers in amounts not to exceed $20,000 through July 15th, 2026.
Second.
Roll call, or I can second it. Roll call. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Thank you, Julie. Okay.
Before we move on, I just wanted to share just a teeny bit of good news for next week, which is we had a budget of reserve fund of $800,000. We requested an additional $1.9 million of funding in Article 10. That gave us $2.7 million in terms of potential reserve fund transfers. At this point, I'm not anticipating needing close to $1 million of that. So we'll have a little bit of good news. Some of that's due to the work that the schools have done in terms of the OOD and the special ed contracts. We got some good news, which I shared with you previously, about the fair share supplemental budget, which is reducing our snow and ice by roughly $300,000. And then, in addition, just when we forecast conservatively on the 3.5% town budget side of the reserve fund, I don't think we're going to need close to $200,000 there. So there's some good news coming. We also will have turnbacks in Article 4. As you guys know, Article 4 was quite generous last year. Because we did not know where we're going to land in terms of our CBAs, and so the budget took that and forecasted it quite conservatively. So again, I think we're going to have, between $350,000 to $400,000 of Article 4 money we won't need. So there's some good news coming from both of those.
Excellent. Thank you, Katie, and thank you for all your work on that.
Yeah.
So more to come, and there is a meeting on July 7th, just so people know. I'm going to change the order a little bit of the agenda, knowing that Katie needs to get over to the AgCom meeting. So I'm going to take up number 15, agenda item 15, discussion of potential special town meeting dates.
Great. So I wanted to sort of preview with the select board a draft timeline for special town meeting. Bill didn't get a copy. So this outline here is sort of predicated on two assumptions. One is that we use the November 3rd election for a ballot question related to the MSBA debt override that we will potentially need for PRS and South projects. So assuming that we use the November 3rd deadline, the November 3rd elections, backing that up, we would have to submit the ballot questions to the AG by August 5th. So that becomes one of the deadlines that we work around. The other deadline that we have is that the school building committee, who's going to present later tonight, has a fixed deadline of August 28th to submit the schematic design package to the MSBA. They do that on the August 28th, and then on October 28th, the MSBA will vote their final approval of the grants and the awards. And so those are sort of some of the fixed dates that we have out there. Based on being able to use November 3rd election, we are currently recommending that we do a special town meeting on Wednesday, October 28th, which happens to be the same day as the MSBA approval. We don't have concerns that there will be a hiccup in the MSBA approval, so we'll get the MSBA approval, and then we'll have the special town meeting that evening, and then the following Tuesday be able to bring the ballot question to the committee. What that means for your board in terms of work during July, when you guys reconvene as a full board on July 21st, we will be asking you to formally vote a date. Right now, we're recommending October 28th. At that time, we'll also have some draft articles, which will, at this point, be likely the MSBA PRS article language, the MSBA South roof, and then the HMLP, which was deferred from annual town meeting. And then on Tuesday, August 4th, we will then be asking you to open the warrant, insert the articles, close the warrant, and vote the debt exclusion ballot question so that Carol can turn around on August 5th and submit that to the AG. So there's a lot more detail in here, but I'm just sort of giving you the highlights and at least previewing for the community what the thought process is. But you have some time between now and July 21st, when we're formally going to ask you to vote a special town meeting to consider it. And if anything comes up, we can course correct.
Great. Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you for organizing this and bringing it forward. The summer is short, unfortunately, and there's a lot to do before a fall town meeting. So we want to alert the public that this is coming. Certainly, you're welcome to attend the select board meeting on July 21st, which we will have further discussion. And Katie and I talked about once this schedule, that the paper copy that we're looking at right now, once this is confirmed with town council, we will post it to the website so people can kind of follow along the timeline, because a lot will be happening between July and October and November. So thank you. Okay. Any questions or comments, Julie?
No questions at this time, but this is a great visual, so thank you. I love that it's all laid out. So thank you.
Any questions, Bill?
The only question I have was on the 21st, I'd really like to hear from people who have very knowledgeable about the MSBA and how they work. I mean, it's a very tight timeline to go from the 28th to the 3rd. And I know why we all want to do that, because election's going to happen on the 3rd anyway, so it saves the town a good amount of money. It's just tight. So on the 21st, whoever that may be, members of the school committee, want to be certain that that vote is going to happen on that date, or in that if it doesn't happen, there's a contingency plan for, that, hey, if it doesn't happen that date, we know we're very solid, we're going to get that percentage of funding. Because it's just really tight. And I know when we did the foster debt exclusion, Tom, we talked about this, we kicked it out weeks, and we ended up needing those weeks. Yeah, so anyway, more
point.
discussion, but let's looking forward to that discussion 21st.
Great, thank you. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Yeah?
I actually do have one.
Come on up, just so people at home can hear you.
This is Angela Thettinga. I am the chair of the 2025 School Building Committee. And I do have one correction.
Yep.
The submission deadline to MSBA is August 27.
Okay.
Okay. The schematic design package?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
great, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for all your work on the committee.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not voting on that this evening. We'll move to the next agenda item if there are no other questions or comments. Okay, next on the agenda, thank you, Katie, I know you have to scoot whenever. Okay, next on the agenda is to consider the agreement with Axon doing business as Skydio for a drone as first responder system to maximize emergency response capabilities for the harbor master. Hi, David, how are you? Do we have Ken Corson? Do I see him? Oh, he's on remote? Okay, okay. I thought I saw his name, okay. Do you want to start, David, or do you want to have Ken start?
I can start.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay, so thank you, good evening. So this agreement is with Axon Enterprises Incorporated out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Axon specializes in public safety technology and is known for delivering a variety of essential products across the nation to really state and local police and fire departments. They currently are in a Sourcewell cooperative purchasing agreement, which is nationally recognized and allows government entities and other nonprofit agencies to buy products and services that are pre-vetted vendors, and that guarantees savings around 10 to 15%. And the funding source for this is, and I'm sure Ken will get a little bit more into it, but the funding source is a port security grant, as well as capital FY27. And the payment method is a little different with this. There will be a first installment in July 2026 for $125,000, and then a second installment in September for $25,000, for a total contract value of $200,000. And the term of the contract is for 36 months.
Hi, Ken, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you doing?
Very well. Do you want to add anything?
Yes, I'd like to just take a quick step back and explain what the port security grant is. We received that last September, and total funding of about $1.3 million. And it's going to do a couple different projects for the town. Tonight, we're talking about the purchase of the drone as first responder, and then we'll talk about the boat. But in relation to drone as first responder, this will allow us to have a drone that can be automatically dispatched from dispatch or from the station or our office to maritime calls. But it's also going to be able to extend inside the land too, potentially 2 to 3 miles. So it's a new technology that we're going to be using on the maritime side as well as also shoreside to respond to calls. And the drone will launch pretty much automatically, and it'll fly at around 45 miles an hour to whatever the incident might be, and be able to give us real-time visual images of what's going on before first responders arrive.
Excellent. Well, thank you for all of your work on securing these grants. You do a fantastic job with that. Question about the invoicing schedule. Why is it split like that, and we're paying kind of upfront on a 36-month contract?
So it's a 36-month contract, but we anticipate that this will be installed come middle of the summer.
Okay.
The unit that we anticipate getting is actually at Foxborough right now for the Foxborough events that are going on. So once that concludes, one of those units will be coming out to us directly, and we hope to have this up and running middle of summer.
Great. Excellent. Julie, any questions?
Yes, thank you for, Ken, for work on securing a grant. So I just want to make sure that the capital outlay contribution piece is $50,000. That's according to the capital outlay schedule, and that the grant is $150,000. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, great. That's great. No other questions?
Okay. Bill?
Well, first of all, Ken, great job on that grant. That's a lot of money, and well done there. Is Axon the same company that the police department uses for its current drone unit?
So the Maritime Division, we actually use the Skydio, which we're getting through Axon. Those are authorized for purchase through federal funds. The DJIs that the patrol officers use right now are not authorized for federal funds. So they're going to start transitioning, I anticipate, their drone usage into these American-made that we're allowed to use federal funds for. So it's a different drone, but they have some experience with it. I know they've flown our drone, and one of the other operators is actually flying them over at the Boston Stadium during the events that are going on now. So it's a potential slow transition for Landside into these new drone technologies that are made in America that are authorized under federal funds.
So I'm assuming this drone being a newer generation is a better drone than the one we currently have?
I guess it depends who you talk to. But yes, so overall, I think it's a much better drone. Maybe the video quality is not quite as good as the DJIs, but overall, these they have parachutes, so you can fly over people. There's a lot of different technologies that are built into them. So overall, it is a better drone.
Great. Well, I mean, obviously, very, very much needed. A lot of things happen on the water, fires, people in the water, and you need it to keep people safe. It's a big area, so fully supportive of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions or comments from members of the public? Okay, ready to take a motion?
I'll make a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign the agreement with Axon, doing business as Skydio, for a drone as first responder system to maximize emergency response capabilities for the harbor master in an amount not to exceed $200,000.
Second.
Roll call vote. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Thank you. And next, I know you're staying, Ken. Next on the agenda is to consider the agreement with Safe Boats International LLC for a multi-mission Safe Boat 31 patrol vessel for the harbor master. Do you want to tell us about this one, Ken?
Yes, so this is a replacement vessel for our main patrol boat right now, which is the same size, 31 feet. The patrol vessel we're running now was purchased in about 2009, also under port security funds, but at the time when we received that grant award, it was 100%, so the town had no 25% contribution. We've done a great job maintaining that boat over the years within the town. Recently, we did have some problems with some hull pitting and corrosion on the bottom. We've been able to remediate that for the better part, but that boat does have a life expectancy that's coming to an end. We applied for federal funds. We were able to secure them for a replacement boat, and that's what I'm presenting you with tonight. It's a replacement, and it'll basically do all the same jobs as our present vessel. It'll be able to respond to search and rescue. It's our main fire suppression vessel for the town, and also our main patrol vessel. So it'll continue to do all those. It'll just be newer technology. It'll look very similar, but it'll be a newer platform, and hopefully a little bit less costly to run the way they're going to redo some of the systems that will be in the new boat.
Great, thank you. And will you keep the current boat, or will that be retired?
So we're going to hold on to it for a short period of time. We need to, this new boat is about maybe 2 years out at this point from when we signed the contract. So we'll need to wait for a delivery of the new boat, get everyone trained in the new boat, and then at that point we can decide how we want to deal with that boat, whether it's put it up for auction or something like that. We've been able to retain some good value in the boat, so if we go up for auction, I anticipate we should be able to get some good return on it.
Okay, great. So that's why the term of the contract is 24 months, because that's how long it will take to secure it?
Exactly. By the time they get it placed so it's a custom-built boat, so what they'll do is they'll place it in line for production, and then it could take up to 2 years. I anticipate maybe 18 months right now. We're talking with the company, but it could take up to 2 years.
Okay. And the 25% that is covered by capital, FY27 capital?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, great. David, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, just quickly, contractually, the agreement is with Safe Boats International. They're out of Washington State. They specialize in vessels for military boats, commercial boats, emergency medical transportation. They are currently on a GSA cooperative purchasing agreement, which is a general services administration, same kind of idea like a Sourcewell. The funding source, as we stated, was the Port Security Grant as well as Capital FY27. And same sort of idea, the payment method is 40% of the contract upon signature, and then 30% of mid-build, and then 30% is delivery after acceptance. So as Ken said, there's 24 months from the contract execution date, and the total contract amount is $933,157.64.
Great, thank you. Julie, any questions?
Yeah, just a quick question about the federal grant funds. Are they in hand already, or is that, do we float the 40% and then that money's
So-
going to come in?
That's a great question. They're basically a reimbursement. So what happens is when I have an invoice and I process it, I send it up to accounting. At the same time, I submit the request to the feds, and the funds are usually in our bank account within 3 to 4 days. So we won't really have to float anything, because by the time I process it, it goes up to accounting and they cut the check, the funds are usually in our bank.
Okay, so the money's set aside for us, you just have to make the request to have that sent.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, great. Well, it's a significant grant that we're getting, so that's an expensive boat, but worth it. And so thank you again for getting that grant.
Great. Bill?
You're
No
welcome.
question.
I did mention it, but the grant will, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ken.
Sure, I didn't mention it, but the grant will also cover 3 training courses for patrol officers that I'm trying to get them trained in the proficiencies of maritime operations. So it does have 3 training courses, and then there's also about $30,000 to cover backfill and overtime to try to get everyone trained in use of these vessels. So that'll be done over the next 3 years. So we did get a lot of great funding from the feds.
Excellent. Great work. Thank you. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Okay. Ready to take a motion?
I make a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign the agreement with Safe Boats International, LLC, for a multi-mission safe boat 31 patrol vessel for the harbor master in an amount not to exceed $933,157.64.
Second,
Roll call vote. Julie?
aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Thanks so much, Ken.
Think we got
You're welcome. Thank you.
another one.
Oh, do we have another one for you?
No,
No.
sorry. I saw
That's all right.
Be safe this weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Ken.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Kenworth. Not Kenworth.
Hi. All right, next on the agenda, to consider the agreement with Kenworth of Southeast New England Incorporated for a 2027 Kenworth T880 tractor for the Department of Public Works. Okay, Ashley? Hi, good.
So this is a replacement of our tractor that we use to haul all of the trash and recycling out of this town. Our tractor is very old and is in need of about $70,000 worth of repair, and so that's how we went to capital requesting for the replacement. We were able to get this contract to, we're actually switching so that it's an automatic tractor trailer instead of the manual transmission, so that'll be great. It opens it up to a broad spectrum of operators that can drive it, because we're seeing that a lot of guys are going in and getting their CDLs and they're coming out with an automatic restrictions on them. So it opens it up so there's no restrictions on them driving.
Great.
So we're excited about that. And it's supposed to be a very quick turnaround for us to actually get this.
Okay, excellent. So, well, the term of the contract is August 31st, so you're hoping to have it by the end of the summer?
Yep.
Okay, great. And this was in the capital budget for FY '27?
Yes.
Okay, and it's replacing 2011? Okay, great. And what the lifespan is 12 to 15 years of the new one? Is that right? Okay,
That's what we're hoping.
okay. David, do you want to add anything?
I think you stole all my thunder there.
Sorry. I love the cover page.
Yeah, just, I figured, I guess just, we could just add, like, overall general maintenance, unless it's a major, issue, that'll be taken care of in-house, so like brakes, oil changes, things of that nature. And then, in addition to the general maintenance, I think we were talking about, DPW putting like applying a rubber coating underneath, mitigating any kind of rust and, erosion for like the harsh winters, to really try to get that 12 to 15 years. So hopefully we'll
Great.
be on more of the 15-year part of it. The payment method is invoice upon delivery, and the total contract amount is $237,278.80.
Very good. Julie?
No question.
Bill?
We have several tractor trailers, don't we?
So I own two.
Two, okay. And how
One
many,
of them will be getting traded in for this one.
and how many, and they bring the trash down to New Bedford, correct, CMAS?
Yes.
Well, how many trips do they do on a typical weekend? Or, let's say, a typical Sunday?
So we do, we're not just hauling our trash anymore.
Yeah.
Over this past year, we've actually come into hauling a lot more of our own stuff. We're hauling our own glass. We're now baling our own tin and hauling that as well. So it's a lot, it's doing a lot more
Yeah,
trips than typically. And we're hoping to actually bump that up even more, to reduce our hauling costs. Because when I outsource it, it can get pretty substantial over the year. So on average, the truck typically does 4 to 5 trips in a week, depending on the day. Sometimes we have guys from other departments will come in and haul the trash on a Monday or Tuesday when CMAS is open. So then we're ready to open on Thursday. It's all just kind of week dependent.
It's a lot of miles on the one we've got. Yeah. Thank you.
Any questions or comments from members of the public? Did you have a question?
No,
I
I'm
called on
sorry.
you, right?
No,
Okay.
Yeah, you did. I'm sorry, I was just looking at you. I wasn't doing a look.
Okay, I'm ready to take a motion. I'm sweating. There's so many more comments.
I'll make a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign the agreement with Kenworth of Southeast New England, Inc. for a 2027 Kenworth T880 tractor for the Department of Public Works in an amount not to exceed $237,278.80.
Second.
Roll call vote. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Thank you. I know you're staying, yep. Okay, next is to consider the agreement with Spectre Manufacturing Incorporated for a T6 closed-top trash trailer for the Department of Public Works.
So the closed-top trash trailers, Spectre's a company that we buy a lot of our trash trailers from. They are the ones, the closed-top ones are the ones that you see when you go to the transfer station that you put your household trash in. They're hooked up to compactors to push them back. We get at least 10 years out of them. We're looking at different ways to kind of extend the life of them when it comes to de-icing in the trailers and things like that. That's where we end up with a lot of it from the liquids and things. A lot of, if people reduce the food in your trash, then it will actually help me keep my trailers longer.
Yes.
Because all
So
the
we-
liquids
people
and
should
stuff
be
like that will not be.
Composting, it's another plug for
Composting is
composting.
fantastic. Yep. So if they're composting, then, I can get longer life of my trailers.
Great, and this is a new one or a replacement?
This will be replacing,
Okay.
an older one, yes.
Okay. Julie?
I was just, okay, So the price is 141,000. So I see that in the capital outlay,
So there's gonna be a little bit
Amount,
of
it's
jiggling
different.
around when it
Yeah.
comes to this one, because when it came to, the go-around of getting for the closed-top trailer, the cost had gone up, and I hadn't anticipated the cost to go up as much as it had, before we went to, town meeting for capital outlay, and so when we came back, then, but I do have the funding that I'll be able to cover the total cost of it.
okay, so it won't be hardship for your department.
A little bit,
Funding a
yes,
little
but I've worked with Katie and we've found ways to make it work, and so it'll be good, because we need the trailer.
Yeah.
How much is the discrepancy?
About 51,000.
Okay. 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 Bill?
No questions.
Okay. Any questions or comments from members of the public? All right, ready to take a motion?
I'll make a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign the agreement with Spectrum Manufacturing Incorporated for a T6 closed-top trash trailer for the Department of Public Works in an amount not to exceed $141,042.
Second,
Roll call vote. Julie?
aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Well, thank you, Ashley, for being creative and keeping our capital where it needs to be. I know you do, and I appreciate it. Next on the agenda is to consider the agreement with Taylor and Lloyd Incorporated for a 2026 4x2 international truck for the Department of Public Works.
So this will be replacing our current center spreader truck. We're trying to make it now, I'd like to have two. We needed a new truck, or a replacement of an older one, but instead of doing the rear spreader on it, we're doing an additional center spreader truck, which is great for the hills and things throughout town because it drops it so the trucks have better traction. It's safer for my drivers and for the public on a lot of it, because we're not spraying it back for when people are driving too closely when we're out there salting. But yeah, so we're excited to be able to get this replacement as well.
Okay, and it sounds like this will be used year-round?
Yep, we use them for just regular throughout it, but the center spreader, it's a big part for just the winter time.
Plowing and spreading, okay. Julie?
No questions.
Bill?
No questions.
Any questions or comments from members of the public? No? Okay.
I'll make a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign the agreement with Taylor and Lloyd, Inc. for a 2026 4x2 international truck for the Department of Public Works in an amount not to exceed $314,313.
Second.
Roll call vote. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Okay, and next is to consider the agreement with Liberty Chevrolet Incorporated for one 2026 Chevrolet Silverado regular cab and chase and one 2025 Chevrolet Silverado regular cab and chase for the Department of Public Works.
So this is replacing two of our current dump trucks. We were able to get a great deal by getting one of them as the 2025 that they still had on their lot. So we're actually going to have that, once we have the contract signed and back to them, we can accept delivery of that truck.
Okay,
Which would be
great.
great. This is replacing Tree and Park, one of their dump trucks that they use for going around town when they're doing pruning on the trees and all the debris comes out, they go and put it in there. And the other one is going to be replacing our asphalt truck that we go around fixing potholes and things like that throughout the town.
Okay. So did this one come under budget?
The two of them coming in came in a little bit under what we had.
The capital request?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, great. Julie?
So you're just combining two line items in the capital budget, the two Chevys?
Yes.
Okay. Nope, that's it.
Bill?
No, it's DPW capital night here tonight, huh? This is great.
You know, I like to just
Get it
roll
done.
all
Get all the
into one for you
equipment,
guys.
much needed,
Yes.
much needed, yeah.
Well, we've appropriated the money, we want to get
Yeah.
it done.
Do it.
I love that she didn't even highlight the be under budget. I would have led with that, but she's a better person than I am.
I just wanted to stay away from that line because of the whole tractor trailer.
It's all
And
right.
you made up for it already.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions or comments from members of the public? All right, I'm ready to take a motion.
Am I up?
I think so.
You're-
I make a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign the agreement with Liberty Chevrolet Incorporated for one 2026 Chevrolet Silverado regular cab and chassis and one 2025 Chevrolet Silverado regular cab and chassis for the Department of Public Works in an amount not to exceed $233,614.12.
Second.
Roll call vote. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. All right, next on the agenda, to consider the agreement with United, is it AG? Ag and Turf New England LLC for two John Deere terrain cut commercial wide area mowers for the Department of Public Works.
So these will be replacements to, we currently have two Toros. One of them is actually, it died on me a few weeks ago. And so I've had to rent a mower to be able to stay up at the fields until then. They actually have one of them already in stock, so once we have the signed agreement, we're gonna take possession of one. And then it'll be a couple weeks and we'll have the possession of the other one, which would be great. These are mowers that do all of the big fields throughout the town at the schools, and everything like that, so, there's real asset.
Yes, and these are critical to the field maintenance program. Yes,
Absolutely.
okay. Julie?
No questions.
Bill?
No questions.
Any questions or comments from members of the public? Okay, I'm ready to take a motion.
I'll make a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign the agreement with United Ag and Turf New England LLC for two terrain cut commercial wide area mowers for the Department of Public Works in an amount not to exceed $183,314.62.
Second.
Roll call vote. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. All right, next on the agenda is to consider the amendment number 1 to the agreement with T.L. Edwards Incorporated for Public Works roadway management.
I'm gonna let David start this,
Okay,
and then,
Yeah, I think Ashley will discuss more about the specific roads and the actual work that's being done. I just wanted to make to note that the Amendment 1 is not to exceed the $851,044. That's the approval of tonight. But however, this does increase the total contract amount of $1,051,044. Back in April, we approved the $200,000 original contract. So this amendment brings us over the million mark. All terms and conditions will remain in full force, and the funding source is Chapter 90, along with FY '27 operating, and then the payment method is still the same, invoice the town upon completion of each assigned job, and then the term of the contract stays the same at December 31st, 2026.
any questions?
So Public Works roadway management is, can you describe what those activities are?
so it's, when it comes to Chapter 90, we use that mainly for full road reconstructions, whether it's milling it out and just redoing that or doing a full depth reconstruction of it. So that, with the Chapter 90 money combined with my road maintenance budget and the standard DPW budget, is how we maintain all the roads throughout the town, from the smallest thing of a pothole to a full depth reconstruction of a road in town.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that.
Yes. How are we doing on that management plan?
But we're working, we're chugging away. So this year, I figured you guys would like to hear the roads that we're gonna be doing a full depth reconstruction on Cushing, from Maine to Ward.
Great.
So that'll be a big project for us there. There's also gonna be, reconstruction on Cushing, the section of Derby to Whiting. That small strip there, it's pretty beat up, from a lot of like the construction, big trucks and stuff go through there a lot. We'll be doing Pioneer Road from Cushing Street to Patriots Way, that area in there. And then we'll be doing Burr Road, Burr Street, and Garrison Road. Those ones should all be getting done as well.
Great.
And then we're doing some other projects that we have. They're going to be in conjunction with National Grid of some repair, some work that they had done in the roads and with them doing that. So there'll be road work done on Hobart Street, the section from New Bridge Cross Street intersection to Main Street, finishing that up. And then Gulf View Drive is a plan to be redone as well, because that road is in need of some love.
Great, excellent, thank you. Bill?
Most of the road work occurs during the summer and fall months, correct?
Yes, it's all depending on the asphalt plants being open, so it's
Yeah.
all weather dependent and things like that. It makes it kind of tricky into getting into it, so.
Great, thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Just a quick question about whether you were able to work with the Ware River water system as needed to line up work that they could do ahead of time before.
So every time we plan out a road that we're going to do it, we reach out to all the utilities involved. So if they have any type of repairs that they want to do, whether it's water lines or, sewer lines, gas lines that are in that road, for them to go ahead up in front of us, get that stuff done. So then when we come back and do it, we don't have to worry about them touching the road again, especially in moratorium. And hopefully we get a solid 20 to 25 years out of a brand new road.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Okay, seeing none.
I'll make a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign amendment number 1 to the agreement with TL Edwards Incorporated for Public Works roadway management, increasing the contract value by $851,044 for a total value not to exceed $1,051,044.
Second,
Roll call vote. Julie?
aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Excellent. Thank you. Great work, Ashley.
you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Next on the agenda is discussion of FY27 plans for opioid settlement funds. We have Sue Sarney with us. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So this is the FY27 proposed budget. I'm gonna go through the first slide, and it is what we received last year and what we spent it on, what you guys budgeted, and what the actual spend was, and then I'll go into the detail on what we did with that money.
Great.
So the first item is the budget was 39,520. We only spent 4,200 of that because the opioid coordinator was only here for a couple months. And what we tried to do is I have a regional public health excellence grant, and we had some social workers for the region of Cohasset, Situate, and Hingham, but that grant was not capable of getting the work done based on the structure of the public health excellence grant. Then in the prevention line item, you budgeted 26, we only used 11,000 of that money. From that, we spent $2,500 on a speaker, community outreach of 5, some training for the community and staff of 36. And then lastly, we have the recovery portion. You budgeted $60,000. That's for vouchers for any Hingham resident that needs assistance with any outpatient services. So total to look at is, we started FY26 at $483,776. We received total payments of $108,963 to total $592,739, which we spent only $35,000. So we're ending FY26 with $557,319. This opiate settlement money is going to last, and we're going to get payments through 2039. So it's a big program. So when we roll money, we can keep rolling it till the end of when we get our last payment of 2039. So we look to be a little conservative, but the goal here is to have it last. And I might come back to you after these budget requests when something changes or something what we find is really working. Because we're working on something else that's not in the budget, so I probably will see you guys again.
Okay.
But just to hit on some of the successes real quickly on the next slide. For FY '26, we co-hosted a speaker at Hingham Middle School with the public schools. We hosted some book clubs at the public library. Hingham PD, we sent the crisis coordinator to some trainings. We do the Bear Cove Walk. And one of the scholarships was to a Brockton Comprehensive Treatment Center, opioid use disorder program for any Hingham residents. They tend to get a lot of Hingham residents attending there. And then that's actually wrong. The sober living scholarships, the prevention item, I just placed another person today, so it's actually 12.
Okay.
The next couple slides just go into the successes that we had in FY '26. That's a speaker that we co-hosted with Hingham Public Schools. The next slide.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, that was really good. This is a great thing that is a big success. We're only able to do 6 book clubs, but we host them at the Hingham Public Library. Over 80 residents attended the program, and we have a little questionnaire. They really liked it, and they reported that they gained new perspective and really make a lot of connections
Great.
with the books. And the next couple slides show some feedback from them.
That's the series that Vanessa Webb leads, right? Yeah, we're lucky to have her.
Yeah, we're very, very lucky. They really enjoyed it. So we buy the book, and she hosts them at Hingham Public Library, get a free book if they attend, and a lot of good discussions there.
Excellent.
Great. Just the book club. And then the next one. And this is the scholarships. So we actually have 12. These are people that are going to go attend outpatient from their home, Hingham residents that need assistance with paying for their stay, whether it be 1, 2, or 3 months. We follow them, or I follow them. We get reports on how they're doing. They'll give me long, grateful reports on how it's helped them, and they're able to come back to the town and be a resident, and they enjoy that Hingham offers this.
Great.
We get a lot of feedback that we're lucky to have this kind of program.
Yeah. So the scholarships, that's the voucher program, right? So
Yeah, number 3.
Are we
yeah.
calling it scholarships?
Yeah, I call it scholarships.
Okay, I like
It's under
that. Yep.
recovery, and you'll see it as we go through for FY '27. The next slide's going to be my budget request.
Okay.
So we're going to start FY '27 at 557,319. I'm anticipating 115,000 from the federal opioid money. I have a spreadsheet that tells me what I'm going to get every month, month throughout the year, and what amount it is, and we have a spreadsheet, so we're tracking everything. The total of the opioid settlement funds is $1.8 million Hingham is getting. So through FY '27, we should anticipate $672,000. So my proposed budget is salary of $56,328. Of that, $46,239 would be an opioid coordinator to run these programs for 25 hours. And this year, I'm going to ask for an administrative. My current admin of the health department is only part-time, and she would be running all the financials because I have to do a yearly report to the state for how we spend this. There's a booklet on how we have to spend this money. I can't just make it up. What I'm presenting to you is in that guidelines. We have to report every dime. They come back and might ask questions. If I have any questions, if we can spend it, on such a program. I have meetings with them, so I'm really careful that we're doing this within their guidelines.
Right.
And they're really great to work with. So I'm asking for help with tracking, because as we get going, it's getting a bigger amount to track.
Sure.
Prevention I'm asking for 37,500, and I'll go into detail in the next couple slides on what those buckets are. And the recovery is the scholarships, we're calling it that.
Yep.
And $55,000. So the total FY '27 budget request is 148,000, which would leave me to roll for FY '28 of 523. So just to go into a little bit more detail of that request, the total for salaries would be 25 hours for the opiate coordinator. They would do a lot of outreach to the sober homes or homes where we can place the scholarship recipients, and to get the word out that we have this.
Great. So is this person someone with a, like, master's in social work, or more of a project manager?
More of a project manager.
Okay.
They just need a bachelor. We're gonna, once we get the budget approved, we'll be posting that position. Somebody who knows the overdose mental health arena. Community, like I said, community program, individual scholarship follow-up to really follow up with those people we placed in the past, those 12 individuals, to see how they're doing. And then 5 hours a week would be the financial reporting and being sure that all invoices are paid and that we're tracking our progress, because it's a long scholarship.
Yeah, no,
with all
I know it's
till
complicated. That's
2030.
important.
Yeah.
From an audit perspective. Is that a part-time position, or are you thinking the current admin would add 5 hours?
Add 5 hours.
Okay, great.
And then the next bucket is the prevention, which would be 37,500. 15,000 of that would be for speakers, events, and sponsorships. Like I said, we co-hosted an event at the middle school. Hingham Public Schools paid for some. We paid for 2,500 of it. I would like to do a little bit more with that line item and really increase the community events and raise awareness of this funds. This is just a request, and I can come back, and if we need more money in any of these buckets, I might ask for it where we're showing success. Community outreach, that's that $5,000 scholarship. In the past, we funded nonprofits to increase the number of beds they have in Hingham to help any of our residents that might need a place to stay. So I'd like to increase that from 5,000 to 10,000 in FY '27. Like I said, that book club is really successful. She's able to run 6 book clubs, and there's a waiting list. She maxes out at 6. But I want to be able to continue funding that, and then any training that any of the staff, including the Hingham Police Department with a crisis coordinator, might need. And then lastly, it would be the marketing materials. Last year, we were able to do printing in-house, but I think if we develop flyers that they can take to any of the prevention services in our area, to let them know that Hingham has this money. What we're doing is really different than any of the other towns, and we're having a lot of success with it. A lot of towns don't take the time like you guys have to really think about what's working and how we can make a difference in residents' lives. But give me a call anytime, and I can share with you some of the kind words they say about the program for the people that got the scholarships.
Great.
And lastly, I'll end with that. So I would ask for 55,000 for recovery scholarships, and then another 5 for transportation if they needed assistance getting to and from any of the programs. And that's it.
Great. Well, thank you for all your work. It is so important, and we appreciate it. What you've outlined looks great. I would say just use the money. Let's optimize it, and if you need more, come back to us, please, because we want to make sure. Of course, we want to be careful with the money and spend it smartly, but if there are people here that need it, we can be more aggressive about it. Julie?
Thanks. Yeah, I'll just echo that we want to keep pace with the need, right? So I was wondering, is there a limit that's imposed by the settlement about how much is paid out each year? Or is it just
No.
money comes in and towns just do whatever?
No, if you don't use it, it rolls.
Yep.
And you're only limited to what you have. But we have, $500,000 to use this, and it'll keep coming. It came heavy in the front, that's why we have so much that we're rolling. Like the first couple years, this started in 2023. The first couple years, we had over 200,000 each year, so that's why we have such a surplus. But I think now we're figuring it out and what works. We tried other things, and some worked, some didn't. Now, these items really did work, and we're lucky to have people like Vanessa to help us out. And then over the next several years, it's probably about 100,000 we're gonna get, 120, and then it dips down to under 100.
And in your experience talking to other health professionals who are part of this settlement, are there ever any cases of like big ticket items that they're spending money on, that's something that you think that we would need?
We're a different community than some of those that are really in need, like within the city and maybe north. We're lucky that we don't have a lot of cases. I think that because we're able to spend it on mental health, not just opioid use disorder, any mental health that would lead to a possible overdose, we can use the funding. So there wouldn't be a big ticket item that I see. I also, just so you know, I also meet with the state that's in charge of this settlement money and ask them. They know our demographics in our community. I said, what is other communities that are similar to Hingham doing with this? And they're online. There's not one thing that they say, okay, you guys are missing this.
Yep.
And I'll keep doing that as, time increases, we're learning more.
Yeah.
Great. And I know you reference the crisis clinician. So thank you for working with the police department. And I would just want to be mindful of that, if there are other things that we could support that they need, or pull from that budget that could be supported from this money where it makes sense, so.
Can I just jump in real quick,
Yeah.
both on the big ticket items and the crisis management stuff? We are working with our police department right now, evaluating a county-based program. The dollars were a little bit more than I anticipated. So what I've just asked for some statistics on the program and how it works. That's what Susan's alluding to. We're evaluating that over the next month or so, and we're likely to come back to you with a request for expenditure authority out of this program to pay for that program. I just want to understand it so I can explain it to you before we get to you with that request.
Okay. Bill?
Yeah, the scholarship program, that's inpatient services, correct? Oh, I thought you said outpatient. No, it's
Oh,
inpatient. Yeah, it's inpatient.
It's inpatient, so they go and they stay there. It's not somebody living in their home and going outpatient, they stay there. It's
And typically 120 days?
monthly, because they've
Okay.
already gone through sobriety and have to show that they are on their way to be able to do outpatient, so it's monthly.
To do inpatient?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have anybody currently living in their own home and then going
Right.
out
right.
like that, they stay there.
I mean, it's a wonderful program. The stress and challenges of having a loved one dealing with an addiction issue are massive, and the cost associated with getting that person help, is very stressful for people. So having this program in place is wonderful. Do you think we're doing a good enough job letting people know that this program's in place? It's a town program?
That's why I need that opiate coordinator.
Yeah, I'm wondering,
5
like,
hours, and I need the increase in
Yeah.
marketing, because I need to let everyone know. Because we've been doing this since 2023, and we've had people as a coordinator in the role, they let them know, but we gotta remind them, because the places at the outpatient have new staff and might forget about it.
Yeah.
I wanna be able to get that marketing material also into, Lisa McCracken's hands and things like that, so when something happens that she sees out in the community, that everyone knows about it. Outreach is gonna be huge, that's my goal for FY '27.
'Cause, I mean, a lot of families don't don't talk a lot about these issues, right? So we don't have knowledge of it, but last year I spoke with somebody who, confided in me that they had a loved one with this issue, and I mentioned the town program. They had no idea.
No idea, yep.
No idea. So I wonder if we need to do more with our social media, to let people know these programs are out there, that we can help. There's a good amount of financial resources available there, and these are available for Hingham residents. So maybe maybe one of the goals, we use our social media more to get the word out to people. So, but thank you for what you're doing. So you're doing a great job with this. Thank
Then
you.
I'll ask you guys, because you permit everything, if you see something that you're like, oh my gosh, we should tie in and let them know about this program or things like that, because you guys see a lot, just have them reach out to me, and then we can work collaboratively, because that's going to be huge.
Great. Excellent. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your work. Any questions or comments from members of the public? No? Okay. All right, so we are going to vote on this budget, if you're ready to move forward.
I'm ready?
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adopt an FY '27 opioid settlement funds budget of $148,828 to be spent as follows: $56,328 for salaries, $37,500 for prevention, and $55,000 for recovery.
Second.
Roll call vote. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
Appreciate
Good
it.
job. Appreciate it.
All right, next on the agenda is the 2025 School Building Committee update. Thank you for being so patient, Angela. Yeah, please, have a seat.
First off, thank you for the invitation to present our update tonight. This presentation was assembled by the 2025 School Building Committee. I am Angela Thettinga. I am the chair of that committee. I'm representing them tonight. We also have had the support of Superintendent Roberts and Aisha Opang through this process.
Great.
So with the next slide. Tonight I'll be going through the people, the process, and the projects. So first I'll go through who we are as a committee, the MSBA process and the timelines to date, and then the two projects that we have as they're split out, the South and PRS Elementary Roof Project, and the Hingham High School Roof and HVAC Project.
Great.
Next slide, please. We have an amazing committee. You'll see that we have quite a wide background of engineers. I myself am a chemical engineer, have done utilities projects early in my career. Jim Cahill is in construction management. We just recently had a new appointment to the committee. Jen Benham is joining us, and she'll provide us a solid link to the school committee, which will be great. Tom Donnelly is in insurance. Charlie Hayes is an architect. Brian Mulcairn is an electrical engineer. And then Shane Nolan has over 25 years experience as an OPM. So he has done OPM work for other communities with very similar projects to ours. Next slide, please. A little bit about the MSBA process and where we are currently in the MSBA accelerated repair process. I'll start at the top left where everything kicked off, and that was in the spring of 2025 when the school committee submitted a statement of interest for these accelerated repair projects. Since then, in April of 2025 at town meeting, there were 4 articles approved. One was the establishment of the 2025 School Building Committee, and then 3 articles funding the feasibility and schematic design for each of the elementary school roofs as well as the high school roof and HVAC. Schematic design and feasibility. Then you see the little meeting symbol in the top left. The MSBA board met in October 29, 2025, and officially invited Hingham Public Schools into the projects that were applied for, into the 2025 Accelerated Repair Program. In November, we met as the first 2025 school building committee. And then in January, we moved into Module 2. On the second row, that was forming the project teams. In January, MSBA appointed our OPM and design firms for each project. And then we executed the contracts in February of 2026. So from March, April, May, and June, the design teams have been performing existing conditions, doing assessments and testing at each of the schools. And then just in this past month, we've started to receive the readouts from those assessments. So we are solidly in the middle of that Module 4, schematic design. In the upcoming months, we will be, and I'll go through each of the projects, but we'll be approving schematic designs for each of the projects, and those will go to the MSBA board meeting. So that's the little drawing of those people. And then after the MSBA board meeting, once we receive our approval for the project, we have 90 days to complete Module 5, which is funding the project. So that's when that clock starts for getting our funding. Once we have the project funded, then we can move to Module 6, which is detailed design, then construction, then completing the project. Next slide, please. This slide just describes the dates that I described in the previous slide. Next slide, please. So I'll start going into each of the projects. The first one I'll go through is Plymouth River and South School roofs. The owner's project manager, or OPM firm that was assigned, is 3P Inc., and Rob Tedisco is our key OPM. And then we have the design firm, Gale Associates. John Krupski is our lead from Gale, and they're also using some sub consultants for hazmat testing and cost estimating. Next slide, please. As a reminder for the project scope for the elementary roofs, we are performing feasibility and schematic design for potential roof replacements at Plymouth River Elementary School and South Elementary School. In the process, as I mentioned, the design team has been assessing conditions. They look at the structural integrity of the buildings, do hazmat testing, drone the roofs. And with that existing conditions assessment, the design team at just our last meeting presented options with recommendations of what they recommend for our roofs. And at just our most recent SBC meeting, we approved a lead option and then an alternative option. So now we're in this next step where the design team is completing the schematic design with that lead option. They'll also provide a project budget for that lead option, as well as budgeting for the alternatives, so we can make some final decisions on those roofing materials.
Angela, can I just
Yep.
jump in and ask, and just make sure people understand what LEED means?
Yeah, so it's the option that is most recommended or most preferred with either material longevity or appropriateness for the application. So for instance, like we know that we would like a certain type of covering, but it could be either the medium thickness or the thick thickness. So we kind of have that lead option, but then also we have an alternate if once we get that pricing back, or as schematic design happens, if that lead one in some way, isn't as favorable, then we also have a backup option that we're considering.
So you're not saying lead, LEED? which is the
No,
environmental-
like option 1, option 2, or option A,
Okay,
option
so lead
B.
the
Yes.
forerunner. of
Yes,
that. Okay.
correct.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thank you. Yep. Great, so that's, so we will have schematic designs, the first draft coming back at our next meeting with that option A, option B preparation. And then, as a committee, we'll go through it a few times, of course. If we have questions, we may have iterations. And then we'll submit that schematic design package to the MSBA for board approval. We're targeting that August 2026 submission. And I'm going to look at the dates just to really make sure again. For that project, it's in,
So August 27th?
yes, thank you. In August 2027 schematic design package submission for the October 28th MSBA Board of Directors meeting. And so this is the project that we would be bringing forward to you for special town meeting in the fall. On the next slide, please. This is for the Hingham High School project. Our owner's project manager, OPM firm assigned to us was JLL, and we have Tom Ellis and Brendan Bovard as our OPMs. The design firm is Dietz and Company, and this project is very, very involved with the heat pump evaluation. And so there are a number of subcontractors that Dietz is also working with to inform the design and decision on this. The next slide, please. Just to remind, I'll go through the Hingham High School project, a reminder of scope. We're doing the feasibility and schematic design for potential roof replacement and potential heat pump conversion at Hingham High School. We are currently, the design team has completed their assessments. So they did the structural hazmat. They also dug a test well. So we actually have real data on the heat transfer at our actual site. So that is really helpful for informing any ground source heat pump options. And right now, the design team has presented us with options and recommendations. We are smack in the middle of this process here because we're still getting more information about the incentives and also doing a couple iterations on how we actually would be using the building and making sure that that's incorporated in the analysis of how much it would cost to run the different heat pumps. So we're doing June and July. In July, we would hopefully have the information to nail down which heat pump would be selected. We're currently evaluating 3 heat pumps. And then once that specific heat pump is selected, then the design team will complete the schematic design based on the selection. And then we're targeting submitting the final schematic design package for this project in December for a February 2027 MSBA meeting. So this would allow us to go into April town meeting for approval for this project. Next slide, please. I did include a little bit of information here just about the MSBA requirements for the heat pump evaluation. They do require us to evaluate at least 3 design options: ground source, air source, and a hybrid ground source, air source hybrid option. As a committee, we also felt it was important to explore like-for-like options too, just to understand that cost comparison of what if we'd used current energy sources and didn't do the heat pump conversion, what would it look like? So we'll have that comparison information as well.
Great.
Next slide, please. And then this last slide is just a little summary about the incentives that are being explored. So of course, we have the MSBA ARP reimbursement, and they have notified us that our percentage of reimbursement to expect would be 36.89% of eligible costs. We're also working with National Grid to assess what we may be eligible from the Mass Save program. And then our town sustainability coordinator, Patricia Burke, is working with a consultant that also supported the Foster IRS tax credit. And they're working together to estimate what we may be eligible for in terms of an IRS tax credit for the ground source heat pump option. And then there is Green Communities. There's already a project going on, but once that completes, we may be able to also apply with this project as well.
Great.
Great. And that's my last
Excellent.
slide. Thank you for your support. It was great to see the town meeting, fall town meeting schedule coming out, so we look forward to coming back. Do you have any questions?
Well, first, thank you for all of your work and your leadership on this committee. I know you've recently stepped up, and you're doing a tremendous job, so thank you. Julie, do you have any questions? I know you're the liaison for this.
Just a couple of questions about the MSBA Accelerated Repair Program. The 36.89%, is that for each individual school project? And does that also include the high school if we went along with what they would recommend in terms of having a heat pump solution?
Yes, so that is the reimbursement rate for all 3 of these projects.
Okay.
Even if we did not go forward with the heat pump solution, because of the age of our roof, we are still eligible to even move forward with the roof only if that was what would be in the best interest for our community. So even, I did hear you say if we went heat pump, but
Yep.
even if we didn't go heat pump, we still would be eligible for that reimbursement for the roof of the high school.
Okay, so for the roof itself, it would still be that same percentage amount?
Yep.
If we just went just for that roof, which I'm not trying to argue anything, but I'm just trying to see what the percentage would be per project.
Yep, but understanding the eligibility,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
our, yeah.
Right, okay. And you are getting the cost estimates for the heat source options for the high school. You're in the process of that right now? Okay, so that's still happening, and you think maybe sometime in July you would have that information to discuss with others or other committees, or?
Yeah, our target in the next meeting, which is July 14th, is that the team, we've already gotten 2 iterations of this, and we have some very specific questions that we've asked the design team to go back with and come back on July 14th for us. So our hope is that we will have information that we can really, work with and make decisions off of at that point. But that's what we're targeting, is July 14
Okay.
at this moment.
And then just finally, for the 2 elementary schools, do you feel like the timeline is okay, and that you feel like you have enough time to submit to the MSBA in August? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, well, okay, so this is a personal assessment. We have gotten the options, and they've been working on schematic design. So they're planning on bringing that also on July 14 for us.
Yeah.
So we'll be getting that, draft package, and we'll have from July 14th to mid-August to finalize that. So I guess maybe when we come back on the 21st, we can, give a little bit more of that assessment of what we saw on the 15th was, great, we're ready, or we can give that indication
Okay.
if it isn't the case. But so far, knock on wood, I don't have any concerns on that date. Maybe if you guys have any, okay. No, we don't. Everyone here in the room.
Well, you guys, I know have been working really hard, so thank you, Angela, and thank you to your committee, so.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Bill?
Yeah, well, great job. Thank you so much for your leadership, and the committee's doing a lot of work in a kind of a quick period here, so thank you very much. The heat pump rebate program to National Grid, how much would that cover of the heat pumps? Do we know that yet?
Yeah, we got some preliminary numbers. I can just say they're not as significant as like the MSBA numbers and the
Yeah.
IRS tax numbers.
But it's
So-
something toward it.
Yeah, like single
Yeah.
digit millions, so material, but not like, not as big as the other incentives.
The MSBA 37% is excellent, you know, we
Yeah.
didn't know, that's a really good number for reimbursement. South and Plymouth River look like they're getting ready to go here, which is great, so that's good news. The high school project looks a little more complicated, right? Seems a little more complicated because some of the additional requirements. Some residents who are very familiar with the MSBA process, much more than I am, have asked me, has the town or the committee scoped out whether or not we should go with the MSBA? Should we, given some of their stringent requirements, some of the costs associated with those requirements, should we maybe not, and it's tough to turn down 37%, I know that, believe me, but has the committee looked at that? Because that's gonna come up. And has the committee scoped out the price of going with the 37% or going without it and not doing all of the requirements that the MSBA wants us to do?
Yeah, and that came up in our first committee meeting as well. And it's really something that has been really important to us as a committee, as well as even hearing from the AdCom. They've had similar comments too. So, and it'll be important just to be able to make that decision confidently. So we will, I mentioned we'll get the heat pump information July 14. The design team has really been prioritizing those. And very shortly after that, we do have an option, that like-for-like option, which would be current energy sources, heating and cooling, not heat pump option. We'll be getting those cost estimates, and we have the same design team working on it. So they're gonna go to the same level of detail and think through it the same way. So we'll have really good, solid numbers to compare.
That's
So,
great. I think
yeah.
that's gonna be important. You know, personally, I would favor the environmentally friendly initiatives for a lot of different reasons, personal reasons as well as I think it's the right thing to do. But one of the things, you know, I think we learned from the proposed Center for Active Living was a lot of people in town don't agree with me. They would rather see a lower cost without the environmental friendliness of a building. So I think some individuals were very outspoken about that. So I think as you go forward with this journey, keep that in mind and definitely, you know, as you said, balance out the factors to get to what you believe is the best solution here. But thank you so much for your help and your great work.
Great, well, thank you very much.
Yes, I think it's important to have that fourth design option, so thank you for being proactive about that.
Great, no, absolutely. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any questions or comments from members of the public? All right, thank you. Thanks for hanging in with us. I know this was a long one. Really appreciate your work. All right, next on the agenda. So we already did 15, we moved that up. So next is appointments. And I will say we had 3 very full nights of interviews, Talent Bank interviews, and many Talent Bank applications, many more than even positions this year. So we are so grateful to all of the community members that took the time to apply, interview, meet with us, and are willing to dedicate their time, expertise, energy to the town. So grateful for everyone that applied. We're not ready to make all the appointments, but I think we have some that we're ready to move forward with. today, June 30th, is the end of the fiscal, so we try to do this as soon to the beginning of July, so those new committee members can get started and acclimated over the summer. Most of the work starts in the fall, but grateful to everyone's time, and moderator Mike Puzo also does those interviews with us, and it is quite time intensive, but I think even though we're tired, it's always really inspiring to see the level of dedication and talent of our community members. So thank you for that, and I will open it up to my colleagues to make any motions.
Well, I'll start. I would make a motion to appoint Christopher Burns to the Affordable Housing Trust for a 2-year term ending June 30th, 2028.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I'll make a motion to appoint Brenda Black to the Affordable Housing Trust for a 2-year term ending June 30th, 2028.
Second.
Roll call vote, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I would make a motion to appoint Laura Goncalves to the Bear Cove Park Committee for a 1-year term ending June 30th, 2027.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well.
I'll make a motion to appoint Henry Buckley to the Cable TV Advisory Committee for a 2-year term ending June 30th, 2028.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
1 second. I make a motion to appoint Paul Sprecher to the Climate Action Commission for a 2-year term ending June 30th, 2028.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I'll make a motion to appoint Brad Moyer to the Climate Action Commission for a 2-year term ending June 30th, 2028.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I would make a motion to appoint Dawn Masters to the Council on Aging for a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2029.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I'll make a motion to appoint Maureen Spillane to the Council on Aging for a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2029.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I would make a motion to appoint Sharon Hampton to the Council on Aging for a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2029.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I'll make a motion to appoint Marianne Donaldson to the Cultural Council for a 1-year term ending June 30th, 2027.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I would make a motion to appoint Michael Bobich to the Development and Industrial Commission for a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2029.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I'll make a motion to appoint Deborah Robin to the Human Rights Commission for a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2029.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
I would make a motion to, I'd make a motion to appoint Betsy Hernberg to the Lincoln Apartments Board of Managers for a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2029.
Second.
Roll call, Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Great, it's nice to have those done on June 30th. Thank you, everybody, and thank you again to all of our volunteers. Okay, next on the agenda is public comment. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Items not on our agenda. Oh, I see Maureen. Congratulations, thank you. All right, but no one with their hands raised. Next on the agenda is Town Administrator Select Board Reports. Art?
Thank you. We have a lot going on over the next week or so with the holidays coming. I just wanted to start by just sharing a heat advisory brought forward by our fire department. They're reporting or following up on data they're receiving that we can project some pretty serious heat and humidity from Wednesday through Saturday, with the heat risk they're publishing as major to extreme, with temperatures, daytime temperatures ranging from 98 to 112 degrees Fahrenheit, and evening temperatures getting down into the 80s or 70s, which is very uncomfortable. Doesn't leave a lot of opportunity for people to recover. With the worst days, with the highest impact or the biggest heat impacts being on Thursday and Friday. The fire department's published some guidance to protect yourselves and your pets. You know, it's all common sense, but it's worth reiterating here. Stay indoors if you can, drink plenty of water, limit strenuous activity and exercise during the day, wear lightweight, light-colored clothing, check in on your neighbors, be them elderly, young children, and anyone who might have a medical condition that could be aggravated by the heat. And of course, never leave children or pets in a vehicle under any circumstances. The town does have cooling stations established during normal business hours of the Center for Active Living here at Town Hall, as well as the library will be open Wednesday and Thursday, and the South Shore Country Club will be available on Friday.
Great, thank you, Art. Julie?
Just wanted to say that I'm really excited that Tom and I started this week the Hingham Weekly Updates.
We all are.
And, and, you know, maybe it was a little low tech in the production value, but we have some opportunity to improve on that. But just anyway, thank you for people who tuned in. It looks like it had some good amount of views. And I did make an error on the dance party that's on Thursday. I said July 1st. It's Thursday, July 2nd, and I apologize for getting the date wrong. I'm having trouble with the 30-day month of June, apparently. So anyway, hopefully people can come out and enjoy that event and all the 4th of July events despite the heat. So anyway, weekly update. It'll be every Monday, so look forward to that going forward.
Excellent. Bill?
Well, if people want to show up at the harbor tomorrow night and dance, they certainly can.
That's right.
It's not a big deal.
You always,
Hey,
you always
it's
can.
summertime and let's do it.
July 1st fiscal year dance.
Yeah.
I have just 2 items. First of all, we didn't meet formally last week. We had interviews, but I want to note that the Unity Council had a phenomenal Juneteenth event 2 weeks ago, and my congratulations to Manny Opong, Katie Sutton, the entire board for the great community event that they put on. It was every year it gets better and better, and it was really, really great. And also I wanted to note that Sharon Perfetti is retiring tomorrow, correct? Her last day in her office tomorrow, and just wanted to, on behalf of everybody here, just to thank her for her tremendous, tremendous service to the town. She's done so much to make this board better, to make this town better, done so much for so many residents. She's just a wonderful person and a great friend, and we will miss her dearly. But we wish her well in retirement, and we hope she enjoys her one and soon to be another grandchild on the way. And just eternally grateful to having worked with her. So thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, Tom, I skipped you.
That's right.
Just going down the line.
I have a couple of licenses to announce.
Okay.
We had a hockey movie night over at the Hingham Community Center on June 29th. There was from 6 to 8:30, about 140 people and no police detail required. We have a Making Waves event, 4 of them, at the Hingham Maritime Center, July 2nd, July 3rd, August 6th, and September 11th, from 4 to 9 p.m. About 100 people will be there, and again, no police detail required. And we had a birthday party. Someone has rented the community room at the bathing beach, which I highly recommend other people look into. Reach out to our office for information on that. This birthday party was held, or is going to be held on July 18th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and with an estimated attendance of 30 and no police detail required.
Great.
Also, if you don't mind, I just wanted to make some comments about Sharon.
Of course.
So Sharon Perfetti, actually her last day, Bill, was today. Just so in case people are listening, you can always reach out to me if you want to get a message to Sharon. I'd be happy to pass it along. She has been the office manager in the Select Board's office for 13 years. But I wrote up a little thing I would like to read. Sharon's beginning her well-deserved retirement. She's been with us for 13 years, and during that time, she's assisted about a dozen Select Board members, 2 TAs, including myself, countless board and committee members across the entirety of town government. She was integral to the successful operations of the town throughout the pandemic. She has prepared the town reports and warrants for every town meeting since 2013. There are countless other projects Sharon has had a vital role in completing, and all while making sure that the 60-plus select board members per year go off without a hitch. Sharon's work in Hingham positively affected many residents' lives, and for that I am forever grateful to her. She has always performed her work with grace and class. It's who she is. Our office will miss her. I will personally miss my friend, but we wish her well in her retirement.
Excellent. Thank you, Tom. And I know we all are feeling the loss of Sharon leaving. It was an emotional day. We are grateful to her service to this board, this office, and most importantly, this community. So thank you and congratulations on a well-deserved retirement to Sharon Perfetti. Also want to say thank you in advance to the 4th of July Parade Committee. I know they had their safety meeting last night. This is their go time, their Super Bowl. So nobody does 4th of July like Hingham, and this is a really special year with Rep 250. So very excited for the parade and excited for the community to come together. So stay cool, stay safe, and we will see you at the parade. And with that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call. Julie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. We are adjourned at 8:03 PM. Thank you.